Now at 10.
When Stuart hugged you, you knew that you were seen and acknowledged.
A funeral service today for Stuart Wayment. Family and loved ones mourning the loss of the North Logan soldier who was killed in a helicopter crash in Alaska in April. Plus, new details released tonight in the triple homicide in Layton. What the man accused of killing his wife, in-laws, and pets said after his arrest. And Salt Lake City celebrating diverse cultural traditions with the 3-day Living Traditions Festival this weekend.
Live from Utah's first TV station, ABC4 News celebrates 75 years.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight for ABC4 News at 10. I'm Emily Clark. We do begin this hour with new details on the triple homicide in Layton. The man accused of killing his wife and her parents confessing to thinking of killing them in the days prior. 34-year-old Jeremy Lake Bailey was arrested after allegedly shooting 3 family members and 3 of their 4 dogs in their home yesterday, then calling 911 to turn himself in. The victims now identified as his wife Anastasia Stevens and her parents Becky and Donald Stevens, who were visiting. Police now finding that he purchased ammo at 9 o'clock that morning and that one of the victims sent a message to a therapist saying, quote, "I think we may have a problem." While in custody, police overhearing Bailey excitedly saying, quote, "I can't believe I did it." Also reportedly saying that he would rather have the death penalty by firing squad than spend his life in prison. Bailey now booked in the Davis County Jail, where he does face 3 counts of aggravated murder and 3 counts of felony discharge of a firearm, both first-degree felonies. He also faces 3 counts of aggravated cruelty to animals. That is a misdemeanor. Now to a woman found dead this afternoon in the parking lot of a ballpark in Taylorsville. Taylorsville police receiving a call about a suspicious vehicle parked in that parking lot near 27th West and 5200 South. After arriving, authorities say they found the body of a deceased female. Around 4 o'clock, someone reported the body was still there. Police are currently investigating the incident. However, they do not suspect foul play at this point. The identity and description of the woman have not yet been released. Friends and family honoring the life of a North Logan soldier today. Stuart Wayment died in a U.S. Army helicopter crash in April. Today, a celebration to honor his life and legacy. A solemn tribute to a hero. Gone too soon.
He just really enjoyed living life to its fullest. As my brother said, living with gusto.
Stuart Wayment was on his way back to Fort Wainwright in Alaska when 2 Apache helicopters crashed during a training exercise. Wayment did not survive. Today in Layton, family and friends not only remembering their loved one, but celebrating a life well lived.
He knew that what he was doing had risks, but he values liberty, freedom, what we stand for as a country, enough that he was willing to take those risks.
Wayment served some time in the National Guard, but later transitioned over to the Army to help provide more for his wife and 3 little boys. They spent the last year in Alaska.
Stuart will be deeply missed by his beloved wife and 3 young children. They were the center of his world, and his love for them knew no bounds.
Moving along this hour, the different cultures that call Utah home are coming together in celebration and to transform downtown Salt Lake for the 36th annual Living Traditions Festival. ABC4's Annika Johns joining us live in studio after attending the event and speaking to those who went and who shared their culture with everyone else. Annika?
Today's festivities included live performances, crafts, food, vendors, and much more, all showcasing the unique melting pot of cultures and traditions that make Utah, Utah.
The sound of live music, sizzling food, and various performances welcome those to the 36th annual Living Traditions Festival.
It's a multicultural festival where we celebrate our neighbors and the diversity of Salt Lake City.
A lineup of performers and artists of all different cultures line the streets of Washington and Liberty Square, each sharing their own unique story and traditions.
We have so many different things. Chinese calligraphy is happening. We have Ecuadorian nut carving. We have tongue and bone carving. carving. We have a cowboy boot maker. There's just really some incredible things to see.
The 3-day-long festival serves as an invitation for those to come and learn, celebrate, and embrace the unique melting pot of cultures that call Salt Lake City home.
I think more than ever, people have a voice and people want to share their story. And Living Traditions is about sharing stories. Living Traditions is about sharing your lineage, your heritage.
For those who set up shop at the event and open their doors for those to learn about their traditions, they say the festival helps others to see the world through new eyes.
Now I'm seeing the diversity that's come to Salt Lake City, and I think it needs it. It needs that diversity, and it's important for the cultures, not just for the city, but for everybody that lives here.
While the festivities have ended for today, they'll pick back up tomorrow for their final day starting at noon. Back to you at the desk.
Okay, thanks so much. Now let's take a look at our forecast for that. Here's Nate.
Thanks, Emily. Yeah, guys, we've had smoke out there. We had a gorgeous day otherwise across northern Utah. Look from Ensign Peak showing some of that haze still sticking around this evening. Not quite as clear and crisp of a night that we otherwise would see. Almanac today, we hit 87 degrees, getting a nice taste of early summer versus mid-70s is where we typically are this time of year. Only 6 degrees shy of our record high of 93 degrees from 2008 with the high pressure that's been in place. Satellite and radar showing again high pressure situated over the Great Basin. We still have some moisture hugging around the outer perimeters of our ridge of high pressure. There is smoke coming down, not visible here on satellite and radar, but let's show you where the smoke is with the forecaster, where it's coming from at least. There are fires burning in western Canada, and with that ridge of high pressure generating clockwise circulation, it's helping pull down some of that smoke and haze into Utah. Thicker concentrations of smoke you can see in Idaho along just the far northern portion of Utah as well. And we're expecting this pattern to continue at least through tomorrow before we could start to see some relief into early next week. So air quality, we've been orange across portions of Salt Lake and Davis counties. Weber and Utah counties expected to dip into the orange or unhealthy for sensitive group category on Sunday as well. So forecast otherwise for Salt Lake, 87 degrees. Plan on some clouds in the afternoon. It will start off nice and clear. Mild temperatures. We're back right where we were today. Lighter winds down in southern Utah, 90 degrees in St. George with isolated thunderstorms. Emily?
Okay, Nate, thanks so much. Coming up on ABC4 News at 10, the G7 summit tomorrow, what the U.S. is now agreeing to and what they're learning about the important meeting between Biden and Zelensky.
All right, and we mentioned thunderstorm activity across southern Utah. There's a risk up north as well. We'll time it all out for you. When do we expect to see these showers and storms with Futurecast? Details after the break.